I know. But Sarge, that's too far to ride on a motorcycle. But Sarge, what if your back get tired? Well, Sarge, what if I get lost? I know what you're getting ready to say. Hey, Sarge, why you always have to play all that slow music? Man, I know I can't help it, man. But that fast rap music y'all listen to today give me heart murmurs. But hey, man, it's the Iron Elite Podcast Show where we keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Hey y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite Podcast. You dig?
Hey man, what's up, everybody? Man, it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, I know Sarge ain't on in the morning time this time because I'm off, man, trying to recover from a great week that was, man, on the West Coast. So if you guys could do me a favor right now, man, before we get started, reach up, hit the like button, let everybody know that we're on. We're only going to be on Facebook for a certain amount of time, and then I'm going to move everything over to YouTube, man, because I think the quality over there is just a little bit better, man. But let everybody know we on, man. Let's go. Hey, man, it's your boy Sarge, man, fresh back from the West Coast, you dig, man. It was a long trip, man, but I'm glad to be back home, man. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to get everything together. But it was a long trip, man, but it was a great trip. I had a great time. I had a chance to reflect. I had a chance to watch riders get it in out there on the I-10, doing their thing, man, and keeping it motorcycling, man. So it was a great time. Had a chance to spend some time with Arizona Soul Brothers, man, and I'm just going to put it out there, full disclosure. Everybody know how I feel and how I rock with those Arizona Soul Brothers, man. Those guys know what the heck that they're doing. A lot of the things that, well, not a lot of things, but some of the things that I've picked up over the years, man, was really from talks with the Arizona Soul Brothers, man, and how they did things in their community as far as the business or putting together events such as their 50th, man, dealing with the city, dealing with the Chamber of Commerce, dealing with the police department, dealing with all those entities to help support what you got going on, man. And what they showed me this weekend is, man, they're in the business of putting together great events, man. A lot of the unity was out there, a lot of peace out there, a lot of fun, a lot of smiles. I'm just going to say this, and know me, I don't do this. This is not coming on the platform of the Iron Elite Podcast today. This is coming on the platform of Sarge, Life, and Motorcycling. And if anybody knows Sarge, man, you know I love unity. I love togetherness in our motorcycle community, especially our motorcycle community of color. When we can get together and show strength in our unity, our love for one another, man, I'm in. And oh, by the way, motorcycling at the greatest level. Man, this weekend I saw bikes on bikes on bikes on bikes. It just never stopped, whether it was going down the I-10, whether it was in the city of Phoenix, whether when I was in L.A. heading east on the I-10, all I saw was groups of motorcycle clubs, independent riders, RCs, just everybody getting it in. And as I was traveling up and down the highway, gas station stops, so many people came up to me. Where are you going? Where are you going? What are you doing? And I would take time to spend at the gas station with them and say, I'm going to the West Coast. You're going that what? That far? Yeah. What are you going that far for? Because I loved to be around people who love to ride motorcycles. Wow, that must be something else. Brother and sister, you could not imagine the beauty of being around people who love to ride motorcycles. So, man, I got a chance to do that, man. I got a chance to kind of reflect on things. Got a chance to think about my own life and my future. So I'm going to just end this right now and say thank you, thank you, thank you to the folks of Phoenix, to the Arizona Soul Brothers, for all the people in the city of Phoenix that opened up their city for all us motorcycle riders to come through there and have a great week. Because, man, I think Phoenix had so many things going on during that weekend. They had the Final Four. They had the Maricopa Fair. They had Soul Brothers. They had Bike Week. They had so many things going on at one time. And I'm going to be honest, man, I don't think very many cities can do that at that level. I know Sarge, but they got the cheat card. So life ain't fair. Phoenix is an international city. It's an international designation. They have an international airport. They have a city that has an infrastructure to be able to handle that kind of stuff. They have the climate. They have spring break. Okay, they do. Okay, they do. But you still have to do something with those resources that you have. It gets you in the door, but it doesn't get you a W in the win column unless you put it together and do it the right way, man. So in my opinion, they did it the right way. Now, I did hear some other things. Some people say, hey, man, the police was on fleek up in there. They were shutting down certain things. It was just that big. And I'm going to say this. A lot of times, man, we have the disease. We don't like to get to place on time. We want to show up at the very end and expect to keep things flowing. You can only keep things flowing for so long. I'm going to also say this. Hey, man, the police do got a job. My job was not to make it easy and give them a layup. My job was not to do nothing crazy to give them a reason. Again, I'm putting it out there. I'm not saying, okay, Sarge, you don't know about this. You're right, I don't know about every scenario. And I'm not talking about every scenario. I'm just talking about Sarge, man. And I'm just talking about what I saw while I was out there that weekend, man. So I'm going to do this, man. I'm going to do this real quick for those soul brothers that put this on, man. Let's say this. And I would have came on this mic and said the same thing for any organization that puts on a fabulous event. I would say that. Everybody knows Sarge. I am not biased. There's certain things I like better, certain things I don't like as much, but I am not biased. If you do well, you do well. As simple as that. But also, man, let me do this. Let's jump on into this. So the reason for the ride was just a few different things. The first reason for that ride was for Iron Elite, for the I-10 to the N recertification of that course. Because I know some people say, Sarge, are you going to ever do the I-10? You got this cool patch. You doing all these things, but do you really know what's on the I-10? Yes, I do. I go every year. Every year to certify that ride to make sure that I, at least, at a minimum, know what's going on in each state as you're going from Florida all the way to California. So I took the ride, and man, I'm telling you, it was a labor of love. It was a labor of love. As I was going up and down the highway, and my beautiful wife was back home making sure and taking care of everything back here at the studio, making sure that I kept track with all the riders, that we knew where their whereabouts were at all the time, that we were making sure we had people's concerns and issues taken care of. And she was keeping me on the straight and narrow too, because, oh, by the way, I had to ride the motorcycle. None of my miles was given to me. No trailer miles here, brother. As Priest Breed would say, team no trailer. There was no trailer miles for this boy. So I'm riding out as well, and she's keeping up with things, and she's constantly chiming in with me and letting me know what's going on. And we're tracking everybody on 360 or glimpse, making sure everybody was straight. So I got most of my riders out the gate between I want to say that Saturday before the end of March, I think it's the weekend of the 30th, all the way up until the Sunday. It was that Sunday. Forgive me, I can't remember the date, but it was that Sunday. That Sunday night after I got the last two riders, it was Opie and Headache out of Virginia. Shout out to Opie and Headache. Out of Norfolk, Virginia. They were my last riders to come down to Jacksonville before I had to get out the gate. So I got them out the gate. I came home, packed, got my stuff together, and I got on the road Monday. And I ain't gonna lie, your boy was a little tired coming out the gate, but hey, man, the show must go on. So I get out the gate Monday. Man, my guy hit me up. You know how Low Key get down from Houston, Texas. Shout out to Low Key. Sarge, you can set it down right here, man. You need a place, you need a plate, need a hot shower, you got it right here. So I took him up on that, much obliged. So Low Key and his family took me in, man, and treated me like family. Got a chance to spend time with his beautiful family, his wife, his son. New Negro came down, Adrian Carter, man, shout out to you, my brother. And we all broke bread together, man, and we talked and we laughed and we shared stories. There was even a little bit of cigar smoking, but it was a good time. And of course, because I'm an old man, I can't stay up too late. So I shut it down, man. Wake up the next morning, Low Key is up. And man, he's out there looking over my motorcycle just like I was looking over it, making sure Sarge was good to go. And I'm going to tell you what's crazy. Not only did he do that, as I got the bike packed up and we took a photo, he said, "Bring the bike up, Sarge." I said, "What's going on, my brother?" He said, "We finna gas you up." So he whips out his gas can, his bat, and put the nozzle in and filled the bike up. Then he shoots me down to, I think I met this guy in Katy, Texas. I think my brother's name is JC. Brother JC, if I messed it up, please forgive me, brother. He has a detailing business and some other businesses that he's into, but he's a real sharp entrepreneur. So this brother, he turns around and cleans up the bike before I get on the road. Takes care of the bike, makes sure I'm good. We chop it up. We have some laughs. And then I'm on my way, man. So now my bike is clean. I've had food. I've had a hot shower. I've had a great room. Oh, by the way, shout out Kodak. I used your room. I used Kodak, the most hated room while I was at Low Key's house. So they took care of me and I got down the road, man. So in the meantime, I'm watching other riders doing their thing and they're chiming in and they're checking in and things are going pretty cool. So some notes, some quick mental notes from that ride from Jacksonville to Houston. Note to self, you better figure it out if you leave Jacksonville on a weekday. If you leave Jacksonville on a weekday around 3:30 a.m., 4 o'clock a.m., baby, stand by, because by the time you make it to Houston, Texas, you're going to get all that in the evening rush hour traffic. And ain't no rush about that traffic. It's turtle speed. Now you can't, because you got to stay on the 10. So you can't take none of those bypasses or any of those toll roads. You got to go ahead and take all that punishment. And ain't no splitting lanes in Houston, I'm going to tell you that now. So you might want to do that. For my future riders that are coming up, and I believe I have 12 of y'all pending that are getting ready to take out the door here shortly, I would just suggest time your ride around Houston's rush hour traffic. Try to get there at least a couple hours before or a couple hours after, because it ain't no game. But up until that point, things were getting a little better. Beaumont is still fixing them raggedy roads, as usual, trying to expand that highway system. I don't know, sometimes they seem like they're moving quick. One year, another year, they look like they're still struggling along with a budget. I don't know what it is. But that section of Beaumont, you know, you might want to stay away from it when there's busy traffic time. Mornings are best. I think later in the evening after rush hour traffic is best, in my opinion. But I had no problems going through New Orleans, and people give New Orleans a bad rap. I can get through New Orleans pretty well. I don't really have any real problems in New Orleans. I don't. But getting through New Orleans was easy. Getting across the bridge was that Lake Pontchartrain, I think it's called. The bridge that's 20-something miles long. No issues, no problem at all. So for the most part, the first leg of the ride was really, really smooth. There was no problems, no issues. The Panhandle of Florida was easy. Getting through Mobile was easy because I got through there in the morning before their rush hour really started kicking up. So it was really no issues there. The second day I pushed up because I wanted to go see another good friend of mine. And also, by the way, this was the tour for Sarge to take his time and get to enjoy people that he cares about the most. So I'm going to tell you, as I was moving through your city, some people I was able to shoot a glimpse to, and some people I wasn't because I couldn't do everything I wanted to with everybody. But for future, FYI, if I shoot you a glimpse and you don't return the glimpse, it's no big deal. It's none. I'm just letting you know I'm in your area of operation. If you can pull up, cool. If you can't pull up, cool, no problem. We'll keep it pushing because most of the time when I'm riding, I'm on a schedule anyway. So no offense to nobody on that type of stuff because we know when we're riding, we don't have a lot of time to do what we do. So if you can meet me at a gas station for a bottle of water, or you can meet me at a place to eat along the 10 and it's a food stop, that's a good thing. Or if you can meet me and we can, as my man Big Country would say, well, we can buy a tank, ride a tank. Those things are beautiful things. If you can do those things, great. If you can't, no problem, I understand. But we move on and I go up to El Paso. So I get up to El Paso on the second night and my man Big Win, Steve Winters, man, with Buffalo Soldiers. And oh, by the way, Big Win for the win. Big Win is running for mayor of El Paso. So shout out to him. Let me say this real quick. Big Win said, if you don't like the way things are going, make a change. And he's making a change, man, and he's running for mayor. So shout out to him and his team. Got a chance to break bread with him and the boss. Oh, by the way, she's another Buffalo Soldier. Good friend of our family. Love those guys to death, so got a chance to hang out with him and a couple of his club brothers and sisters as they rode me in from the city to his house. Treated me like gold that night, man. 2 people took me in, man, and treated me like family. I get up the next morning. He escorts me out of the city to the state line of New Mexico. And I'm going to tell you also for my riders out there, if you're riding, up until I would say probably May or end of May, bring your heated suit because you don't know what that weather's going to look like. That morning I got up and I was like, Lord, please, Lord, please, Lord, don't let it be that cold. Hey, the Lord had other things to do, man. He had time to worry about Sarge's misery. Sarge, you're going to have to go handle that. I got some other thing. I'm trying to take care of world hunger. So you're going to have to deal with that, Sarge. And I'm going to say this, man. Right now, I think I've been on for 21 minutes. In about 25 minutes, I'm going to come off Facebook. We're going to shut the Facebook stream down, and we're going to go on to YouTube. So as you're coming on, please get ready or to open up a second tab in YouTube because we're going to kill the Facebook stream. And oh, by the way, if you don't mind, man, can you shoot a like on the YouTube? Can you shoot a like on the Facebook to kind of get the algorithms going for me? When I leave El Paso, base layer on, as Preach Breed taught, base layer, intermediate level layer, and heated suit. And I'm thinking, man, I'm toasty when I was in the house. Man, I probably don't need to plug in. I think everything gonna be all right. And baby, I get across New Mexico, that desert. And that wind and that cold was cutting like a switchblade. Now, my body, I was able to kind of be okay, because I don't like to be too comfortable on the bike. but my hands was freezing. I was like this. And I'm telling you now, no offense, Harley Davidson, but them heated grips on the Road Glide Limited, they hot when it's hot outside. But they warm when it's cold outside. They ain't the hottest thing in the world. So I had to pull over in Los Cruces, New Mexico, and go ahead and go and put the heated gloves, the California heated suit, put the gloves on, man. And from that point on, I locked in and I was okay. And I did what I had to do. On through Lordsburg, where I think in Lordsburg, and Big Wind told me this, he said, Sarge, no matter what the weather is, add 15 degrees when you're going through Lordsburg, New Mexico. Elevation and stuff is, Bolo, I had heated gloves, bro, but I didn't put them on initially because I thought I was the man. I wasn't the man, bro. I wasn't the man. It made a punk out your boy, but I recovered. I recovered like a G. But as I was going through Lordsburg, the elevation is up high, so, things get pretty hot. Pretty cold up there. So probably was in a range of anywhere from 29 degrees to 31 degrees as you're getting up to Lordsburg, and then you're going through, coming across the Arizona state line into, what is it called? Texas Canyon. When you get into the real mountainous area, then things pick up a little bit more. So some things just to take a look at, man. Don't screw around with the heated gear, man. If you're riding between, in my opinion, between the months of October all the way into May, have the heated gear. Some people keep heated gear on the bike year round because you never might know where you might want to take off and go at or whatever, or something crazy happens. So I typically carry a heated suit and a rain suit on the bike, and then I make sure I have a good base layer with my my thermal underwear that I get from Cycle Gear, I think I might have paid maybe a little over $100, maybe $120 most, but really good Gore-Tex type long john underwear, good stuff, a top that you pull over, then zip up, has a long high neck to it, and then the long john bottoms are really pretty cool, and then they have like these little feet guard in them, so they stay around they stay kind of pent down along your ankle and the heel of your foot. So shout out to Cycle Gear for that, man. Some pretty good thermal or Gore-Tex underwear, so it's pretty cool. So anyway, so I push on, I get up. Wind was very disrespectful. Very disrespectful once I hit Arizona. And I remember, and she's going to be on here soon, her and Keith this week, Cynthia Anderson and Keith, and talk about how they dealt with the wind, because one was riding a street glide and one was riding a road glide. But I'm just saying this, in my preference, road glides really come handy when you're dealing with a lot of heavy wind. Now, if you're riding around in your neighborhood, you're riding around on the East Coast, maybe wind doesn't kick that bad, but those folks that live in the Midwest, those folks that live in the mountainous regions of the West, they know exactly what I'm talking about when that wind is coming at you. It's very, very tough. So some things that you want to consider when you're out there during those times of year. And oh, by the way, the wind gets bad in June out there as well. You get a lot of the dust storms and that kind of stuff. So anyway, so I push on. I get to Phoenix. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling really, really good. So I said, Sarge, it's time to go ahead and take it. Let's go ahead and man up and take it into L.A. So I shoot from El Paso straight to L.A. So I get to IE, no real problems. Coming through the state of Cali wasn't that big of a deal. Where it got real big of a deal was Sarge, for some reason, did not respect LA traffic, rush hour. Man, if you want a workout, if you want all you bargain for and more, you run into LA doing rush hour traffic if you want to. You won't do that ever again. You hear me, player? I don't care, splitting lanes or nothing else. You won't do that again. That was a slugfest for 100 miles. From IE to Santa Monica Pier. Now, most cars coming through LA, they knew the assignment and they would move over and let you split that lane and get it. But there was always the 1% that said, hell no, I ain't giving you no space. Work it out, player. And I was going through gaps that were so tight because you couldn't afford to stop and put your feet on the ground. The traffic was just too thick. It was just too thick. It was too dangerous. You had to keep that motorcycle going. And shout out to Arizona real quick because Arizona now, let's do this, Arizona. Arizona just passed their law. Now splitting lanes in Arizona is approved. That's what's up. So that helped too. But Cali, look, I know some of my riders don't like to split lanes. Unless you're going through Cali at night, late at night, 2, 3 in the morning maybe, you're going to have to split those lanes. And you got to get your mindset right on it because you're going to have to do it. And then if it's something you're not comfortable with, you're going to have to start forcing yourself to get out there in the parking lot, maybe put some cones and some barriers in place, and you're going to have to start practicing moving between those cones and barriers because you just can't stop on the highway because of traffic jam or whatever. It is too problematic for a motorcycle, and it will tax you to death. You'll probably have a carpal tunnel with your clutch hand trying to maneuver 100 miles of that. So I'm putting out there for you. I get to Santa Monica Pier. That time of evening, nowhere to park. Well, they had places to park. He was just going to tax you heavily to park there. So I'm talking to Sale on the phone. He calls me up, trying to figure out what I'm going and what's going on with me. And I say, yo, man, I can't get a good parking space up every night. It is crowded for some reason on a Wednesday night here in Santa Monica Pier. He goes, homie, you got to act like you in L.A. now, Sarge. Just do what the hell you going to do. Just ask for forgiveness later. So I'll pull up to the Santa Monica Pier, the banner right there at the pier. And I go up there like I knew what the hell I was doing. I pulled a Win Jr. I went straight to the pier, parked the bike in front of everybody. People looking at me like I was crazy. Took my picture, and I pulled off, and the police pulled up beside me. And I actually had to ask the police, hey, can you block the traffic so I can get out? So they obliged me, and they blocked the traffic so I could get out, man. So everything was all good, man. So now I'm shooting back, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, whether I'm going to stay in L.A. or I'm going to stay on the outskirts of L.A. because a good partner of mine, Guns, he stays up in the high desert. And I find out where he stays at from where I'm at is 96 whole miles. And I'm thinking, that's just too dang far to have to deal with. I don't want to deal with that. So anyway, so out of stubbornness, I get out there and I get to moving through the mountains. It's very dark, coming through the high desert. So I decided at that point it was too late. I didn't want to disrespect his household. Hey, so this is what I'm going to do right now. If you're on Facebook, please, if you're on Facebook at this time, can you go ahead and move over to YouTube for us? Let's go ahead and everybody move over to YouTube, if you don't mind, real quick. I'm going to kill this stream. And the name of the channel is Sarge, Life and Motorcycling. I'm going to put it up right now. And it's on the bottom ticker. It's Sarge, Life and Motorcycle. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the Facebook stream now. Okay, so I'm just on YouTube right now. We've killed the Facebook stream, and we're going to keep it moving on. So anyway, so moving along, I decided to make a business decision and moved to Palmdale, California, so I get pretty close to the state line of California, and bedded down in Palmdale, California. Rooms were relatively decent. I think I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. I think it was a Holiday Inn Express. With military discount, it was I believe it was $128, $130. So very reasonable. And the whole time that I was on the highway, the majority of the hotels were relatively decently priced on the highway. So I don't think at one time on the highway at a Holiday Inn Express between my military discount and they did have some other type of discounts that you could use. I don't think I ever paid over $150, except in Phoenix, Arizona. In Phoenix, they were getting skin off you. In Phoenix, they were, because everything that was going on in Phoenix, and it was really hard to get a hotel, to be honest with you, if you hadn't had a hotel room already. I stayed at the Drury, I think it's called the Drury, the Drury hotel in Phoenix, Arizona. Actually, it's a relatively nice hotel. It wasn't a bad hotel, full service restaurant, bar, lounge, hot tubs, a nice meeting area in the indoor courtyard. So it was a really nice hotel, very friendly, took care of us, was very motorcycle friendly. So things were really, really, really nice. So had a good time there, stayed there a couple of days. But man, really, really was a great ride heading out. And as I was riding and I was getting to the hotel, I'd finally had a chance to kind of get on the social media, the Facebook and those type of things. And I started seeing this phenomena going on of I-10 to the N alumni that were meeting in Phoenix, Arizona. Pictures are being taken, and I'm seeing the I-10 patches, and I'm seeing all kind of folks getting together and talking to each other and chopping it up from being brought together by the Iron Elite platform and I-10 to the N. Man, it was very, very cool. People were reaching out, Sarge, where you at? Sarge, let me pull up on you. And man, we would get together and we would laugh and we would take pictures and other people getting together. And man, it was a thing of beauty. And people were saying to me, Sarge, thanks for this program, man. Sarge, do you know how big this program is getting? Sarge, you know how great the things are that you're doing. And I said, no, my brother, you don't get it. You are making this great. You guys are fueling this, man. You guys are steady, because it wasn't a one and done with y'all. It wasn't, let me get across to the country and get my patch and I don't want to hear it no more. You guys are continuing to give back. You guys are really starting to kind of understand what the Each One Teach One platform is all about. You guys are, through your PIF efforts, through lending your home to riders that are coming across the country, to your giving a cash app to help a person with a tank of gas or buying a person a Subway sandwich. You guys are making this thing a beautiful thing, man. And Sarge is just trying to be the guy that's not getting in the way and screwing it up. So, my brother, I appreciate you for saying that. But the real salute goes to my I-10 to the N alumni family and my Iron Elite alumni family. So let's do this. You guys are the greatest, man. You guys are the greatest, man. And it's a loving thing to be loved. So I'm going to just put that out there just like that. I'm going to say that. So we take these pictures, we meet up, and we go to all these places and all these events that was out there. And again, this platform is not for the MC. It's for the motorcycle rider. But if you're doing something good, I would be remiss to not talk about it. Because there are a lot of MCs that support this platform through them participating in the social experiment. Many clubs, and I don't want to name names, I don't want to do that, but those clubs know who they are. They've had our back on this platform for years now. So thank you to all those clubs who have participated, who've come through, who's caught me on the highway and say, Sarge, let me escort you a little bit down that road. Sarge, get in our pack, man. You fam. Even that ain't in your organization. Come on, man. Ride with us a little bit, Sarge. You fam. Sarge, can I help you with anything? Sarge, do you have an Iron Elite patch on you I can pick up from you? Do you have a poker chip I can get from you? I want to show love to the platform, to the program. What were you doing? Man, sometimes it even made my eyes tear up. Because I'm trying to explain this on the phone to my wife because she didn't have the opportunity to be on the highway with me to see the love that the program was getting. It was a beautiful thing. So I ride on, and again, I get a chance to hear all these stories. I get a chance to spend time with the people who really support me the most. I was loving meeting up on the highway with my I-10 to the end riders, man. I think this over the last, let me make sure, my wife wrote notes for me because y'all know Sarge, you can't be remember everything. But over the last couple weeks, really week and a half, 27 riders have completed the I-10 over the last week and a half as of last night, man. So let me do this. 27 successful rides, man. And I got another 12 that's pending out there. As we speak, I have Coco that's on the road from Soldiers United support. I have Triple Threat, the ladies from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and from Maryland. I have the Rowan family. Their name, forgive me, I know their, let me see. Pat and Ernest Rowan. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, I can't remember your club. But they're out there rocking and rolling, closing in on Santa Monica Pier. Man, they're still riding. They're still getting it in. And just finished last night was Carmel Tishi. She just finished last night getting it in, man. So we still got riders that are pending. They're coming in. They're doing their thing. They're getting after it. And oh, by the way, I've got riders that are getting ready to line up. I think I have 12 that are getting ready to get out the gate in the next few days. So a lot of riders, man. So it was exhausting, but it was a labor of love. Watching those riders and tracking those riders. And I was meeting up with riders on the 10 highway, slapping hands with those guys, taking pictures, sharing a laugh or two at the gas station, listening to their stories. And some of them had some stories, and you're going to see when we do this podcast with them, they're posting a view because, baby, some of them learned the hard way. But that's okay. As long as you learn is the most important thing. I think Thursday, I'm going to have the couple edition coming out the gate 11 a.m. I'm going to have Unidentified and Exquisitive from Soldiers United. They're going to come on with me Thursday at 11 a.m. And then I believe I'm going to have, I have to double check. Then I'm going to have another one that evening. Let me see. See real quick. No, I have actually at, 6 p.m. Thursday, I'm going to have Buster, him and his wife, Cinnamon, from Soldiers United support. They're going to be on with me at 6 p.m. So I'm going to have two podcast shows, one at 11 a.m. It's the couples edition, one at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then one at 6 p.m. And then Friday, I'll move on to some more that I'm going to have. So there's going to be quite a bit of post interviews from the I-10 to the end. And I know you're going to say, Sarge, but it's the same old thing. For who? Their ride was their ride. Their opinions about their opinion, their ride was theirs. Everybody has a story to tell about their ride. There's not one thing that always happens to everybody the same way on the ride. I've done the ride now straight for 4 years. And the ride, there's always something different on the ride. And Chiz, you're right. Hill up, Chiz. I ain't had a chance to holler at you, but boy, baby, I got a bunch of stuff to tell you, Chiz. There's a lot of shenanigans going on at gas stations. I'm telling you now. And I got a chance to holler at your LA hitters. And we had so much fun, Chiz. I ain't gonna lie. We chopped it up and we talked about the old days, man. And I'll talk to you about that later. But it was a great time, man. But I'm glad you're doing well, brother, after your surgery. Heal, bro. I'm going to try to entertain you the best I can on these YouTubes. We're going to have a lot of content coming up. So you're not going to be bored, man, sitting out there on the Chisholm Ranch, man. So shout out to you and your lovely wife, man. I hope everything is going good, bro. Take your time. Get healed so we can get you back on your iron, bro. That's what's up, man. So we're going to have those podcasts and stuff coming up. So we're going to have a lot of things to talk about as we're moving on because there's some great things. And I'm going to say this. If you're riding across the country and you don't visit the YouTube channel, Sarge Life in Motorcycling, and take a look at that video that me and Low Key did just a few days ago, Are You Riding Dirty? Check out what those state laws are, man. Check them out. What states give reciprocity and what don't. Your license ain't always good in every state because you got them in your state. The link is in the description. So it's not Sarge's opinion. It's not Low Key's opinion. It's the link to tell you what each and every state requires. So there's no excuse. Hit the link, man. You don't have to look it up. Hit the link. It's going to tell you. So make sure that you got your stuff together, man. And if you're like me, you don't want to ride with no protection, man, because you're out there by yourself. But you also have to understand how these state laws work and how things get out. You don't want to get caught out there in no foolishness that it's going to cost you thousands of dollars for legal fees and perhaps some time in jail over something that you can get taken care of in about 5 minutes. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm also going to say on the bike side, preparing your ride, prepare for your ride. Now, on the constructive criticism side, I saw a lot of things going on out there. They were learning lessons, no doubt. But I'm telling you, if you follow the podcast and what we're doing and what we're showing and all these great people that I'm bringing onto the podcast who ride long distances consistently year in and year out, they're going to help you to be as successful as possible on that highway and to mitigate as many bad things that happen as possible. Now, can you prevent everything? Nope. But can you mitigate a lot of the risks? Of course you can. I'm going to be doing a series again. I did a short video this morning. The bike Aftermath is in the shop right now. And it's getting its service done to it. Again, getting the full detail service. I chose to pay for the prepaid maintenance. Now, some people, oh, no, sorry, a lot of money, man. Blah, blah. I think if you really do the math, you save more money spending the money up front than you do sitting the bike or holding the money into a savings account and pulling the money out when you need to get the bike serviced. Because sometimes when you're making a run or you're going somewhere, getting the bike maintenance is the last money issue you want to have to worry about. It is. You don't want to have to be making business decisions on whether or not you should put a tire on or whether you should put whatever oil in or should you get this done to the bike before you go, oh, I think I could squeeze another 1,000 because, I ain't got that money to waste. But if you get a prepaid maintenance plan with your dealership, shout out to Harley Davidson, Adamac, they took care of you, boy. I was able to get my maintenance done a few days before the trip, and now the bike, I got back yesterday, the bike is in the shop today, getting taken care of. Got me right on in there, taking care of the bike, making sure Aftermath is ready to go. So now that I'm back home, the bike is going to get refitted, maintenance, serviced, the whole nine, cleaned, and she's going to be parked and packed and strapped for the next ride. Because she ready. I'm going to tell you this also. On the ground, make sure you buy the tools that you need, the common tools that you need for minor tightening up bolts on the bike or minor things that you need to tighten up or square away on the bike. It's not a zillion tools that you need to have, but you need to have a power booster, a jump box, preferably the one that has the LED plug and it holds a charge. It's about so big and it fits in a nice case and it can go in your tour pack or your saddle bag. Get a tire inflator. Get a depth gauge, just a little small coin to check the depth of your tire grooves. Get you a tire repair kit. Get you a first aid kit. We had Nurse Tiffany on and talked about roadside first aid. You don't need a huge first aid kit, just a small kit. Band-Aids, cleaning solutions, those type of things to be able to clean a wound or scratch or a cut till you can get to medical facilities to be able to take care of if you have a burn or something like that. Make sure you have roadside reflector kits. So if the bike is stopped on the road, whether it's dusk or inclement weather or a situation where visibility is not that strong and you can't get to an exit, that you can put cones out in front of the bike. And most of them are collapsible now. That you have some type of roadside emergency lighting system so you don't get hit, hurt, or something like that out there. Have those things ready. Have cleaning solutions for your visor screen. There's great cleaning solutions out there that'll keep those visors clean, because I must have killed every bug in Texas and Arizona, I'm telling you. When I brought it to the dealership, they said, God dang, Sarge, did you kill every bug out there? I'm telling you, it was just that crazy. So you can have a cleaner that you can clean that helmet so your vision is clear, that you don't have altered vision because your helmet is dirty and skunky and you're trying to use gas station water to clean it up. Those are some basic things that you can have on your bike that makes your ride just that much easier. Carry is starting to get warmer now. And even if it's not warm, I always carry 2 or 3 bottles of water on the bike at all times that I don't touch. Because if you have a flat tire, if you have a breakdown, who knows how long you're going to be sitting on the highway waiting on help. And it's hot out there in the desert. It's cold at night and it's hot in the day. The desert was getting pretty hot around. By the time I made it to, Van Horn and a couple of those places out in the Texas heat, it was hot, man. And if you're out there, you need something to help you along the way to stay hydrated until you can get yourself and your bike to safety. Bring a hat. Not all the cool hats that you guys be rocking, all the snapback hats, but bring you like a bush type hat where it covers your ears, man. So if you get caught out there in the sun, especially over the next few months and you're riding in the summer, that you can put it down and it can cover your face and cover your ears. You see Sarge got the black ring around. It was no joke out there, man. That sun is not no punk. But have those things so you can, again, protect yourself from the sun. I also have sleeves that I put on if I got a short sleeve shirt to keep my arms from getting burnt and those type of things. Sunscreen, sunblock. I know all back in the day when I was growing up, black people don't use sunscreen. Boy, if you don't stop. In that desert, you better, bro. You better. You better. Have those particular things, again, to protect your skin so you can be ready to make that ride. Lastly, I know a lot of us put our cell phones on a little mount when we're riding. I saw during this ride, and I ain't going to name no names, but it was a couple new phones had to be replaced. For some reason, they came off those mounts. Some of us buy these little cheap mounts. I'm going to suggest you buy a TAC form. It's bad. And there's some good mounts out there, too. And TAC form was not endorsing nothing. It was just what I use, and I enjoy it, and I've used it on a few bikes, and I've had no issues. But some of the cell phones are going to go bye-bye. It doesn't hurt to have a backup phone, a prepaid phone, a laptop, or an iPad, some other way of communication and navigation just in case you're out there and you need to get emergency help if your phone is gone. So just some of those things to have, a bunch of cables, charging cables for your cell phone, iPhone, iPad, those type of things. Have those things on you. And I think if you're doing it like that and you got zip ties also, man, I would say you're 90% the way of ready to roll. Now, some of the other things real quick, and we talked about it till we blew in the face. Towing, man, it's nothing more irritating to be riding with bikers, man, that don't have any type of towing package. It's a hot mess. I'm seeing it out there. Hey, anybody got a trailer who nearby from blah, blah, blah. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Man, get a AAA. Now I hear all the story. Sarge, AAA and all that perfect. I had a scenario where, okay. It's better than nothing. I think the other one that Reeve told me about was Good Son or Good Sam or something like that. Those towing packages those towing recovering, packages are better than nothing. Nothing is going to cost you a bunch of everything. And if you ain't careful, it'll stop your trip. Go ahead and get a towing package. Whatever package you choose that suits your needs, go ahead and get one. Get your ESP plan, man. If you're going to be riding and you're watching this channel and what we're doing, you want to be a professional with what we're doing here. You want to do this thing and be able to have fun with it without it being a disaster. Get your ESP, man. Extended service plan. You don't need those headaches, man, when you're out there on the road. If something goes wrong with your bike. And in those plans, a lot of times they have trip interruption insurance that helps with hotel costs, rent a car, those type of things. Get yourself insured, man, so you got this armor surrounding you before you go into battle with that highway. Because I'm telling you, if you don't have armor around you and on you, and I'm being figurative about that, you're gonna lose the fight, and you're gonna lose it big time. And if you're riding with somebody, you're gonna inconvenience them. And brotherly love is not always needing somebody's help. Brotherly love is doing what you need to do so you don't be a burden on your brother. And I'm just keeping it in the book with you, trying to do everything that you can to mitigate risks so you're not a problem with your fellow rider who's riding with you. Now, you can't help everything. Things are going to happen, and it's fine. We'll accept that. But things that you can prevent with preventive maintenance and preventive measures, you do that to assure that you're being the best brother or sister on that ride. And people are not trying to figure out taking from their budget to try to figure out your problems. It's the most unselfish thing to do. Get the wheel and tire package. It's worth it. The 10 is notorious for tearing up tires out there. Shout out to Texas. They'll grind some tires in the ground with all the construction and stuff they got going on. They will. Shout out to Memphis. You will totally destroy a motorcycle in the city of Memphis. You will. Just sorry. I'm just sorry. Hey, man, much love, Memphis, but y'all roads are raggedy. They will destroy your tires out there. So be ready. So if there's an issue, wheel and tire, man, you ain't got no problems. Get that thing taken care of and get right back into the game. Let's go out there with pads and protection and a helmet and be ready to roll, to go into combat with that highway. So at the end of that ride, we are victorious. And I know you're saying, Sarge, are you talking about combat or are you talking about riding a motorcycle, Sarge? Well, I'm going to tell you what, if you ain't prepared before you get on that road, it's going to feel like combat. And you're going to take a fat L, bro. Or young lady, you're going to take a fat L. Lastly, and I'm going to end this YouTube, and I'm going to say this. Have a network of people that you trust, that you can count on, that cares about you. Not everybody's your brother, sister, some. Have people who care about you in your network. That's your pit crew. And with your pit crew, they need to know where you're at all times. When Sarge, I'm an outlaw. I don't tell my boy if you don't shut up. Clarence, you work at Walmart. You're not that important. Have a network of people that can follow you on glimpse. That you know if they don't see you moving for 2 hours, they're going to tell me, hey, homeboy, what you doing? Low key then will shoot me a post. Hey, You right there? Yeah, man, I was feeding my face with some tacos, whatever. Okay, good. Just checking on you, homie. Those kind of people. Those kind of people also in your network, if you need a place to crash for a couple hours and you don't want to buy a full hotel and they're in that position, because not everybody, some people have families, they got wife and kids. They can't bring you over and put you in their kids' room. Some people do have those abilities to do it. But, you know, every scenario is different. But even those people who can't, sometimes they might want to, hey, man, I know you've been on the road a long time. Pull through, bro. I'm going to meet you on the exit, and we're going to stop and, you know, go get some chicken. We're going to stop and get some food or something, man. That's the least I can do for you. Put a little something in your belly to keep you pushing. Or pull up, man. I'm going to meet you at the exit, whatever. I'm going to load you up with a tank of gas. That's a network of friends and family that you need on your side. Don't have a network of ninjas. And when I say ninjas, are those people who watch you secretly and don't open their mouth and don't support you and borderline really don't like you. Understand who those people are and don't give them no time, and focus on the people that do care about you and give them your time. That's all I got to say about that. A network, a pit crew to help you successful. If you do some of these techniques that I explained today, I'm going to say there's probably 9 out of 10 times you're going to be able to run long distance, whether it's on the I-10 or whether it's on the 40, the 80, 95, the 5, whatever it is, and be able to make that ride and be pretty doggone successful with it. If you use some of those techniques that I've said, if you have some of those tools and you're armed with those things, like I said. Now, is Sarge an expert at all this? No, there's some other people that ride more than me. So what? But I'm just trying to share on the Each One Teach One platform so we can all be the best riders that we can be. And one last thing, and we're going to shut it down from here. Get your behind some rest while you're on the road. You can't go to ride like a madman or a mad woman all day and all night and get to where you're going to go and hang out with people and give people all your time and deprive yourself of sleep all weekend and then get on the road and think you're going to be at your peak performance. If you do that, that is a recipe for disaster. If you're going to keep doing that, you might as well go ahead and write your obituary in advance and get it out the way. Don't do that. Get yourself rest. Don't play any games with it. Put yourself in the best position, physically, mentally, equipment, machine, that you can to be as safe as you can, to be able to have the best rides throughout 2024 and longer. So we're going to say this, man. Official announcement. It's official. As of this date, there's 216 successful rides, I-10 to the end. The number 200th rider, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. No, I ain't going to put it out. I'm going to put it out there later. But we know who the 200th rider is. And there's going to be a special ceremony for the 200th patch in May here in Jacksonville, Florida. So if you can come, we'd love for you to come down and take part. Now, is it a big party? No, it's not. It's going to be a little celebration, a little small, intimate thing that we do each year at Harley-Davidson, Adam Mack Harley-Davidson. A cake, speech, cool stuff, some giveaways, because you know y'all love free stuff, some giveaways. And we're going to celebrate that 200th patch. But by the time May gets here, I think really we're going to be celebrating about 240 patches. But the 200th patch is a milestone with what we're doing in this program. And we can never be what we are today and do things the way we're doing it today without all the love and the support that you guys have given. So shout out to all my people who donated PIFs, and PIFs are pay it forwards, where those people were so inspired after their ride, they chose to support other riders and pay their registration for them. As part of it, each one share one with one another to show the growth that we have for one another and selflessness. So shout out to all my PIFs. Shout out for everybody who cared to support it. It could never be as strong as it is without you guys. And I'm going to ask you guys to do this, man. If you love what you're hearing and seeing, please take the time to go over to Sarge Life and Motorcycling and hit the subscribing button, the subscription button. It don't cost you a dime. You don't have to give up all your government information. So you don't need to do none of that. All you need to do is hit the button, subscribe. And then that'll put you on that. Let's do YouTube knows every time now when I come on with a live video or video, it gives you a notification. So you'll be in the know with what we're doing on the Sarge Life and Motorcycle podcast. I'm sorry, the Sarge Life and Motorcycle channel. So if you can do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. When we come on, if you can shoot us a like, it keeps the algorithms up. I appreciate that. Don't ninja watch me, man, and then tell me later that you care about us. We need your help to get the page bigger and stronger to be able to go in the direction that we would want it to go into. So if you can do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. For my riders who just finished up, and that's a lot of y'all, I do have the I-10 link for you guys if you want certificates, if you want shirts, if you want the keychains, all those things. It's going to be on the link. It's on the Iron Elite page in the featured section. If you can't find it, let me know. Shoot me an inbox, and I'll shoot you the link. Have no problem at all. If you still want to go ahead and register for the ride, you're able to do so. I would like, at a minimum, for you to register at least 30 days in advance. It helps us to prepare and get you on the calendar. Will I accept you if I don't have 30 days notice? Of course I will. But it makes it easier if you sign up at least a minimum 30 days in advance. You can sign up 4 or 5 months in advance, no problem at all. It just helps things be better for us to be prepared for you. Because, oh, by the way, Sarge still got to ride motorcycles too. I got requirements. I still got to ride a motorcycle. So the link for registration will be there as well. If you need it, inbox me and I'll get it for you. If not, you can go to the Iron Elite page. You'll see it on there. Host hotel for Iron Elite. First weekend in February 2025. If you have not booked a room at the host hotel, shame on you. It's not going to cost you $1. If you have to cancel the room, you got up until 24 to 48 hours before. That's no problem. Get the room. We want to own the whole entire hotel. The hotel is about 120, 130 rooms deep. If I own the hotel, I have complete run with what we got going on. I'm just shooting ahead. Own the hotel. I can do more if I own the hotel. The hotel's right next to where we're going to have the mix and mingle. The hotel's right next door, or basically a block away, from Harley Davidson. Also from the, it's a few other bike shops and dealerships in that, right there on that street too, within a block and a half. So things are really, really convenient, and it's right off a major highway. So we look forward to everybody the first weekend of February 2024. Iron Elite, the event, the Ground Pounders reunion. And man, it's going to be a blast. I guarantee you guys it's going to be a great time. Also, lastly, I've been saying lastly, but this is lastly, the Titan Award. I don't want to hear it this year that your person that you think should have won it didn't win it. Because if you don't nominate a person and use the link to go ahead and nominate them, the link is on the Iron Elite page, and if you can't find it in the featured section, let me know. I'll go to the feature section and I'll inbox it to you. But the link is out there for you to go ahead and plug in your nomination. It works you right through it. At worst, it probably takes you 20 minutes to do it. If you're very thorough, it might take you 30 minutes. If that person is worth it to you, you should give them 20 to 30 minutes of your time. And go ahead and nominate them for the Titan Award. Because if you don't have nothing to say. Just like voting. If you don't vote, I don't want to hear about the president. Because you ain't vote for him. So be quiet. So please take the time to fill out that link because I'm taking Titan nominations now. There are a lot of highly qualified people, but they won't get the attention that they need or that they deserve if you don't take the time to fill out that link. So with that being said, man, I think I've covered it all. I appreciate you guys' time. I would ask that you guys would share the channel, share the page. Let's get the page stronger and stronger. The page is strong now, but I think it has room for growth. The YouTube page is getting up there, but I think it has room for growth. And let's get it going. Let's get it strong. And oh, by the way, for my Cali brothers out there who put me in the pack and treated me like I was family, shout out to you guys. I showed up with a Harley Davidson t-shirt on, but you treated me like I was special. I was assimilated in the pack with my Cali brothers, and it was so much fun. Gas station shenanigans were huge, and all I could do was smile. And I said, this is what happens when you carry yourself well in the motorcycle community, when you stay respectful of folks in the motorcycle community. They in turn show you that love and respect back. So with that being said, man, your boy Sarge says unity over everything. And y'all keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this your man Kodak, the most hated, coming to you live from the Iron Elite Podcast with my man Big Sarge, where we always keep it motorcycling. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know what it is.
I know. Sarge, is motorcycling the only thing you talk about? Is motorcycling the only thing you care about? Nope. I care about the Jacksonville Jaguars too.